That was no, not yet.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah, there we go. So here we are with Kyle MacCaffrey. This is a friend of mine, Canadian. We've met here in Canada, and right now he's in Spain with a lot of changes recently. So moving, being an immigrant in Spain and changing completely lifestyle. How are you doing, Kyle?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Can you tell us a little bit about this pathway of changing completely your life and moving to Spain and a little bit on like what you're gonna talk, your exercise and stuff?
Yeah. Okay. So, well, starting right from back from the beginning, before we came here, which was about a year ago, we've been planning to come to. My wife and I had been planning to come to Spain for, I would say, 3 or 4 years. And so, a lot of what we did was preparation into making sure that that could happen. Just even looking into locations. And then, as time went on, about a year out from leaving, we had made a decision that this is going to happen. And then I was going to be a trainer in Spain, and my wife was going to be a social media manager online, so that we'd be able to make some sort of income and develop our businesses. But and then so now I'm a full-time fitness instructor. I work out mostly on the beach. I create YouTube content that's just starting out. And what was the rest of your question?
Yeah, no, I think that is good. I wanted you to start talking a little bit about the exercise and yeah, give us a little
Okay, so I guess I'll
hint
just
of.
tell you about kettlebells. I mean, my journey into kettlebells, because I'm a kettlebell instructor, started, I would say, 6 years ago. And I got into that just because I started feeling a lot of aches and pains related to bodybuilding or powerlifting. And then I decided that I wanted something that was going to be efficient for time, save me money, energy. I hated going to the gym, time wise, anyways. I really enjoy going to a gym, but getting there and then coming back and the time spent, you're looking at about 2 hours. And I wanted to cut that down significantly. So now I can do a full workout and do that with tremendous difficulty in a very short period of time. And then I wanted to teach other people how to do that. So that's what I'm doing.
That's really nice. So I wanted to you to bring it to us because it's a new channel, you know. So Kyle is a friend of mine, and we want to promote his channel that's starting, uh, as well to bring to people that cannot access the gym for any of reasons, you know, for money or time, or you have a baby like
Mm-hmm.
me, and you cannot really have time to go out to the gym. So to invite people to follow your channel and exercise with you, and you can show us a little bit on videos and stuff that you're gonna play in this sequence, and talk a little bit on the preparation, if there are any restrictions and how to get into there.
Well, in terms of restrictions, you just want to make sure that you don't have any nagging injuries, especially in the back. Uh, it, Having spinal injuries is probably your biggest thing, that your hurdle that you're going to have to get over, and that's something you'd obviously have to check with your doctor. But assuming that that is all good, then just expect to be uh, you would expect to be challenged daily or every time you did an exercise with kettlebells, because of the positions that it puts you in. They all start kettlebells, in terms of basics, start off with 6 basic movements. You'll have a swing, you'll have a deadlift, you'll have a squat, you'll have what's called a snatch, and well, and then of course you're going to have what's called a clean and press, and then a windmill. I like to throw in an exercise called the Turkish get up. So maybe there's 7, but I would say those are the basic ones that are going to teach you the most simple mechanics that will translate through several different modalities. A modality would be a particular group of movements. So, for instance, with there's kettlebells, and then there's yoga, there's powerlifting, there's bodybuilding, there's so on. These are all different modalities, and kettlebells translates to all of them. So, in terms of just starting out, and limitations, you're in really good shape, because just doing a deadlift alone is going to be, with one kettlebell, will be plenty for you.
Okay, I have seen some, I have followed your videos and probably watched all of them, and I see they are very short programs, exercise programs, like in time. Apparently, they are like it's like a CrossFit of a kettlebell. What is that? It's like
Well,
they are like that style, like series, short
CrossFit
series.
it really is more of just a brand and a sport
Yeah.
than it is a modality. So you don't do CrossFit movements necessarily. Um, CrossFit has taken several movements from a multiple different modalities, like powerlifting and Olympic lifting, calisthenics, and then they've made those movements something you can do over a long period of time. So, for instance, you would do pull-ups, and they're called kipping pull-ups. You would do them for a long cycle, so you could do them for maybe 10 minutes. That's what a CrossFit athlete would do. But in actual reality, that's not necessarily something that you're going to want to do. So, as much as you can get a lot done, the curve for getting to that level where you're competing, regardless of how you feel about the moves they're doing, would take a really long time, and is a sport unto itself. I hope that. But in terms of CrossFit and how it relates to kettlebells, yeah, CrossFit uses kettlebells, but they're not solely responsible for the usage of kettlebells and the knowledge of kettlebells and the basis of movement.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought it was more like the kettlebells use a little bit on that method, in that method of the series, short series, and all in a sequel. You know, like no gap in between.
Yeah, well, that's not necessarily a CrossFit thing. So doing circuits is basically you're doing several different movements. What a lot of gyms will do is set up stations. So you would have something that would be maybe 5 or 6 stations, and you would do that for a series or for a set amount of time, maybe a minute, or maybe it's a certain amount of repetitions. So let's say your first station is push-ups, and then your second station is squats, and then your third station would be sit-ups, something like that, and then your fourth one would be pull-ups. That's a basic circuit, and you could do that over time or repetitions.
Okay,
Kettlebells offers the same thing. It's just you're doing kettlebell dominant movements for the most part.
I see. Uh, is that a better ideal time or diet to go with this type of exercise?
Is there a better? Sorry, can you say that again?
If there is a better or ideal diet or time of the day to do this type of exercise?
Well, it really depends on the goal.
Oh, okay.
But if you're talking about just weight loss, or actually no, to be honest with you, it's really whenever you can fit it in. Some people like to exercise before they go to work. Some people like to exercise when they're done because they like to release stress. Some people get a lot of energy from exercise, and if you do it just right, you really should get a little bit an energy boost. But for me, I like to work out in the afternoon. I like to take my day out and go really hard on something, and that tends to be the way that I do it. Diet, you're trying to eat the best quality foods you can possibly get. Obviously, if you can't afford to eat really well, you just eat what you eat. But the goal from that point on is to eat the cleanest possible foods. Avoid, for me, I avoid sugar. That's probably the easiest one to do, is just to avoid things, as opposed to buying, supplements, protein powders, things like that. Just eat normally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
it's
nice.
it's quite affordable, and there's a huge money and time savings in terms of if you do kettlebells.
Okay.
Which is another
Uh,
reason why they're so popular.
Clothing. Do you
In
have
terms of
any?
clothing, well, for me, I'm wearing usually just shorts, but that's because it's just bloody
The
hot here. But
girls, please put some tops.
pardon me.
Girls, please put some tops.
Yeah, yeah. Don't make sure the ladies wear a shirt. Um, no, but just making sure that if it's for women, really invest in a good bra, especially if the breasts are really large. You're gonna be moving a lot, so you're gonna want to make sure you have everything
I saw there's a
nice
lot
and
of
tight. Yes.
jumping and running exercise and
Yeah,
moving really like a
absolutely. Yeah, you're doing,
fast. So you're gonna
especially with
have
my
like
exercises.
a
Yeah, with my exercises, there's a lot of moving, and you'd want to make sure that everything was well kept together. And same with guys, you want to make sure that you're wearing something that's going to be supportive, keep everything together, but and then just make sure it's comfortable. You want to be comfortable. And then, of course, for one last thing for women, make sure that you focus on something that's going to be make it easy to manage your hair. That's one thing that's
okay.
a very common complaint. And with the exercises that I'm doing, if my female clients haven't done something with their hair tends to get into the way. So invest in a hat that has a hole in the back, or get the right kind of hair tie for you. That one seems to be a good tip.
Okay, because I see that you guys normally do the exercise outside. I can see through the reflection of your glasses that you have a really nice terrace over there. So
Yes,
you
absolutely.
guys
Yeah,
need
doing
some. Is that
that.
is that the proper exercise to do in the outdoor exercise by yourself?
You know what, you basically want about 6 square feet, or I don't know what that would translate into meters. I'd say that'd be like 1.5 meters
I'll
cubed.
check and put on the video.
But you definitely would want to have that much space all the way around you to be able to do a movement. You can do them indoors. You don't have to do them outdoors. I enjoy, if you like being outside, then it's perfect for you, and I do. That's one reason why we just moved to where we did, is having a nice outdoor terrace, because we enjoy being outside so much. So for me, it's a no-brainer.
And how that works, you have like this challenge that you have like daily exercise programs and people can follow for like days, like in a row,
Yeah,
like 30. How long have you thrown this exercise, this challenge, and have people follow
I
for how
did.
many days?
I did 40 days for the first challenge, and this was all just body weight, very basic. I would do the same thing. Um, each week was different. So in some cases, I would focus on. I had a week where I just focused on what's called plyometrics. I had one week that was focused solely on doing push-ups. In those cases, it would just be a certain amount of repetitions or a certain amount of time and doing that daily, so that you're beginning the habits, as opposed to worrying about how hard you worked. I would keep it fairly minimal but challenging enough so that you would be continuing throughout, and getting a basic understanding of very simple movements, understanding the way broadly.
And this you would suggest to do like daily, so it's like 7 days a week. You can make a
Um,
gap. How you suggest to use this challenge
the most
for the ones
common
that are interested?
yeah, well, for the most common way to do it, it's called a split, and for at least that I understand, is a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, where you're doing your hardest exercises, so that you would have a day in between to be able to do something that was lighter on the body. But what's important, it's not so much that you're exercising rigorously 7 days a week, but that you're moving your body. So the most common recommendation that I give is to exercise with as much exertion as possible on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and all the other days you would do some yoga for about 15 minutes, and that's on top of other things. So usually it's with working mothers, stay-at-home moms that work from a computer. Lots of people work from computers nowadays. I'll tell them every hour, get up and just move, go through some squats, go do 5 push-ups, anything to get blood flowing through the entire body and not letting the body get really tight and closed off. So like I said, 3 days a week,
Give it like a
going hard.
little walk around the table.
Yeah, just anything's good.
I I had this professor during university that she actually told us she read in 2010 some doctor made a study talking about how the metabolism actually increase only with you doing like 10 walks around the table after lunch because of the exercise after eating specific,
Yes.
like
Yep.
at that moment that you are really releasing the insulin in your
Hmm.
body. So it's like it really increases your metabolism if you do like those short exercise that we are lazy, because to have this behavior of exercising really after lunch or after meals is difficult, but it really can make the difference.
Well, you know what? That's it. We are lazy, and it's just that it's sort of like laziness, but it's also a certain kind of mindset because when you when you have a certain task, like for instance, you have your daughter, I have my dog. Not that they're the same thing, but they're a certain
Yeah,
responsibility. There's a routine. I always have to take my dog for a walk. So for me, I will make sure that I walk him right after a meal, so that
yeah,
I'm digesting and keeping my metabolism going. I plan it out that way, but we don't tend to think about putting these two things together and
yeah,
why we're doing it. And so when it, like you said, if to increase the metabolism, I didn't even know that. That's just something that I already did because I know it helps me to digest.
yeah. You feel better of
Absolutely.
on doing
Just
it.
go
Yeah,
after a meal, go for a walk.
yeah.
Take your
It's
kids
really,
out.
yeah, you're not gonna go for a run, like you're going for
Yeah.
a walk. So it's just something to move your body and really not let to sit still and
Yeah.
just take a nap and gain some weight.
Yeah. Oh well, you know what, and that's the thing too. If you need to have a nap, having a nap is better as long as you're not sitting. Sitting, it seems to be the one of the worst things that you can do for your body nowadays. Oddly enough, at the same time, it's one of the more common workplace hazards.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I would say, of course, actually, water. Drink a ton of water.
Yeah, we are like all the time.
Yeah, it becomes a little bit annoying sometimes, but
Yeah,
definitely
no, but I
important.
think it is the habit. It's like it's something that at the beginning you feel kind of like unnatural, and then later you don't even notice you're doing it. It's so mechanical, it's so natural.
Especially if you batch it with other tasks that you're doing. So, for instance, if you wake up first thing in the morning and you have a coffee, put your water bottle right by your coffee maker, down that water bottle right as you make coffee. If you put these things together, you will form the habit. And that's probably the easiest way to do it. And just do
That's
one at a
a
time.
that's a really nice one. So, uh, I actually need, since my trip in May, I pick up some weight and I'm like willing to get into some exercise. I have earlier, in maybe last year, lost some weight playing more of Just Dance on my PlayStation 4.
That's
And
a good one.
recently I have not been able, like, I'm like shooting too much recently. So I was like, "Hey, I need to get along of Kyle for him to teach me this challenge and then I can lose some weight."
Hmm.
But then, as I'm gonna get through all this, I thought it would be a really good idea to promote your channel and invite a lot of people to do the challenge with us. So,
Hmm.
what I have done that you don't know yet, this is new to you,
Okay.
is that I found a group in in Brazil of
Hmm.
friends that they like producing videos and they have like no project recently and they are
Okay.
willing to enter. One of the guys, it's a little chubby, and he's willing to enter the challenge with us, so they are going to try to get you a good audience in Brazil to follow us over there too.
Oh, fantastic.
So yeah, we're going to have like a team. We're not going to do this all alone.
Excellent. Yeah, well, we'll definitely get this guy. Do you know this person's name?
Yeah, it's Renato.
Renato. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So we're gonna turn him into a machine.
Yeah.
Excellent. That sounds like a fun time. I love it.
Yeah. So we have like these three guys gonna work with us. One of them is Lan, is the one that I have contact. We have talked a little bit. We have probably a meeting later today for me to pass him all the instructions on how our challenge is gonna work.
Okay,
So it's like
wonderful.
you follow the videos, get more people to work out together. Maybe they could get more people to get together in an open area, in an outdoor area in their city, and maybe make videos to send back to you, and have like this feedback, this interaction is what I'm
Hmm.
thinking about. It's
Yeah,
gonna
absolutely.
bring more people, and everybody sharing. You're gonna get more people in the challenge, and to exercise healthy and lose weight and work out just for health, just for the health actually, because there we have like two guys in the group that's gonna just like they do not even go to the gym much, but it's more into like getting into the cause.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, that sounds like a great
Helping
time.
the friend and losing some weight and keeping up with the health. So um, another thing I wanted to ask you, I think you pretty much told me everything, like on how it works. People can do 3 times a week. How do we combine this with the aerobics? Is like you suggest to do like the people that like the running or biking or a little
Uh,
walk,
well, with
do
the
extra, do it before, do it after. What is the best time you would suggest?
well, one thing for sure is that if you're going to be going to, you have your favorite physical activity, which could be just going for a walk or going for a run, or bike ride, things like that. Playing with your kids, maybe you like tennis or soccer, football, whatever you want. Those are activities that you would do not on your workout days. You could do it on those days, but um, I like to the best suggestion is to use those as what's called active recovery, so that you're not allowing your body to get into that closed, tightened state.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be ideal if you could split it up on your days, as opposed to time. You would want
So the
to.
guys, because we have like a lot of soccer players in Brazil,
Mhm.
where we're gonna have a bunch of followers. So
Yep.
for these people, these soccer players, let the soccer player for the Sunday. I think we kind of like at least gave a superficial idea for everybody to how it works. And I'm gonna be playing in the Move Your Body. It's one of the series of the channel, and we're here to invite everybody to Move Your Body with Kyle MacCaffrey. And Kyle, please, thank you very much for coming and telling everybody about your exercise. Please invite everybody to come check on your channel.
Well, thank you very much, Fanny. It's really nice to be able to actually have a conversation and be able to reach out to people, especially in Brazil, and to Renato. You said?
Yeah, Renato
Yeah,
is going to be the guy that's going to go through the challenge with us.
that's right. So everyone else is welcome to join, and feel free to ask questions and post on my Facebook page, and keep following me on YouTube. Comment as much as you want, and I'll be able to tailor more videos to you and to what you need and what you want. So I'm definitely looking forward to hearing from everybody.
That's really nice. Thank you for coming and giving us all this attention, all these explanations. And yeah, let's try to raise our audience in Brazil. And who knows, maybe we're gonna bring you to Brazil next year for Carnival, and we're gonna make a big, not people really enjoy the Zumba, but it's gonna be
Hmm.
a big Herobells exercise outdoors. And
That'd be
yeah,
amazing. That'd be really
I
cool.
think
Yeah,
it's
and it was my pleasure. Thank you.
okay, guys, don't forget to subscribe and comment, and let us know what you think. And if you're up to for the challenge, you're gonna come and exercise with us.
Yeah,
Okay?
absolutely. That's going to be a good time. Going to be 5 rounds, 3 exercises, 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off, no rest, and then a burnout. And then we're done. Should be out of here in 10 minutes. First exercise is going to be the goblet side squat. That means going side to side with the kettlebell right at your chest. And then it's going to be a goblet squat, regular goblet squat, and then a goblet lunge, which is just going to be a nice 90-degree lunge, and alternating each side.